Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am over at my herb barrel right there. I have a video that's coming out on how I like to get 2 years worth of herbs. Sometimes I can get 3, but I'm doing a harvest and a pretty heavy one, and I'm going to explain why. Some of this sage, excuse any noise, it's the typical norm around here. A lot of this sage is last year's plant. So I'm trying to cut off some of the old branches and harvest a good bit of it because I know it will come back next year. So this video is all going to be like, what do I have in here? What will make it? What won't? Can you see? I just harvested more parsley. I've been harvesting off of this a lot. I harvested parsley. This is German thyme. I harvested, cut right off of there. And then on that side was a lemon thyme. And I've harvested that. That's what's in this bucket. I'll show you on the bottom when I'm done. So yeah, let's get into all about herbs. Okay, so what do I have in here? I have sage. I already told you, German thyme, lemon thyme. This is oregano. Like, I can't even make this up, my friends. I've harvested off of this at least 6 or 7 times, and I'm gonna scalp this down as well. I'm mainly focusing on this plant here, this sage plant. As you can see, the branch is pretty old looking. I am going to cut it down even further than that. And why, you might ask? You're going to kill your plant? Normally I don't. I just will cut it all the way down. And then when spring rolls around, because we're in September, that's the chickens you hear in the background. Okay, so we're in September, and then come spring, the sage plant will grow back and it'll be even bigger and more healthier. That will happen to a lot of your things, like oregano comes back. A lot of rosemary will come back, just all depends, but your sage will come back. Your thyme, I'm trying to think. Last year we had an ice storm and my thyme didn't come back. I'm just trying to figure out if it was in this one or over there. Oregano, absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you're going to plant it in a pretty good spot, because as you can see, it spreads and suffocates a lot of the other things out. I'm trying to get you in a good spot here. This is, let me smell it, hold on. This is lemon basil. This will not come back, obviously, but all this oregano, I've had multiple cuts off of it. There's curly parsley in there. This is that purple opal basil. I will harvest that. This is a little plant of rosemary because the one that was in here died right at the end before we were almost going into spring. We got an ice storm and it took out some herbs that normally wouldn't. Things like your tarragon. Well, let me think. What is it called? I have to think a second. Your Thai basil, that will reseed. I don't have Thai basil in here, because I have Thai basil right there. If you see the seeds on there, it will reseed itself. It will come back next year. The lemon basil as well. I did just cut off some of, well, there really wasn't very many seeds on there, but I cut that back because I want to get a little bit more of that. But just basically trying to tell you, if you want to save, and my roommate's getting close with the lawnmower, so let me hit the pause for a moment. Okay, sorry about that. I had to put the dogs in. You hear any lawnmowers? That would be my roommate, and I just opened the chicken coop door again in case they want to come out. But I'm going to grab my hoary knife because I want to trim this sage down. So yeah. Okay, I grabbed my hoary. Now what I was thinking about doing is moving my 2 whiskey barrels over towards the chicken coop so the chickens as well can get some herbs. But let's go back to this. So let me see if you can see this little stump right here. Branch. This one right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because this is an older branch, I'm going to take this right to the dirt surface. It's amazing because this thing has been super sharp. I've been able to take sunflowers down with this thing. Let's see if we can get this out of here without, oops. Try to get my arm out of the view of the camera. Still pretty ripe, so Might be a little bit harder to cut. See if I can snap it. There we go. Okay. Most of this is garbage. Okay, so let me show you what I did. Went all the way down to the surface of the dirt on that stem of sage. Now, this will re-sprout come spring, and it'll give you a more healthier plant. This is the newer growth of the sage, can you tell? And this is not, right here, this is not. This is an older one. You could do the same thing, cut it right down to there. And this one as well. This is all the new growth that came back off of that, because I have a big sage in my kitchen herb garden. So some of these scrap leaves I will give to the chickens. But I'm going to do the same right here on this one and take it down to the surface. So like I said, and this is the main part of the plant, and you can cut this right into there, and this will come back healthier and better come spring. So I am trying to harvest a lot of the herbs out of here to get it on the dehydrator. I do have another one, another barrel that I kind of created for the chickens, but this is why I plant a lot of herbs. I have to go over to the kitchen herb garden and harvest a lot of sage as well. So this might be all about sage, but I'm telling you, it works though. Like, you can just snap that right off. This is the alive part, and this part is dying. Sorry. This is the alive part of the stem right there, and then this is the dead part. So basically, this is how you would clean up your herb barrels, or maybe you have a bucket with herbs, on what will come back and what will not. I have had a parsley come back. Normally they don't, but I have had one. But if I could do anything different and give a word of advice to y'all, and that's to put the Italian oregano somewhere else where it can spread out, because sometimes this takes over this whole barrel, and then other things like this rosemary doesn't get a full chance to really grow, because as you can see, this is just all oregano, which will get cut back today. So I'm harvesting and cleaning up my herb barrels, and then I will go over to the kitchen garden and I will harvest most likely a lot of the sage. I think I'm after sage today. I don't want to overwhelm myself. Let me show you what I have in this bucket. Let me lower you down some. It'll be a whole lot easier, and it's getting hot here, so hopefully my phone doesn't shut off. But this is what I did before I turned on the camera. I picked and harvested. See the dead stem? I harvested all this sage. Okay. More sage. Why do I grow so much sage, you might ask? It goes really good with chicken. It goes great with all your holiday food, like your turkeys, you know, stuff like that. And I also make, let me think. Getting distracted here. I also make an herb seasoning mix that takes quite a bit of sage. I am not going to mention what that is right now, because I want you to come back. I'm going to make more, because I think I'm at a half of a jar. It's herbs de Provence, folks. I've learned how to make herbs de Provence from the Elliott homesteads some years back. So that will be coming to the channel. That works really good with beef, anything. I mean, it is just an all-around really good rub. So I need a lot of sage for that as well. So as you can see, I got a lot of sage just off of clipping 2 branches. And then in here is lemon thyme, German thyme, and parsley. I've already harvested off of that, but I have, I think, a good bit of sage to be able to now make my rub, my herbs de Provence. Usually it's only ever missing lavender. I have some lavender for my tea mixes, but I will go over to the medicinal side and see if there's any lavender. I think it's lavender that I put in there, and it's just phenomenal. It makes beef taste really, really good. Lamb, anything like that, any type of pot roast you want to put in the oven. There it is, sage. I highly suggest grow a lot of it. You can dehydrate it. I also will keep some in jars to keep it fresh. Like, I'm not going to scalp all of it, but I like to keep some fresh, and then I put it in a mason jar, cold water, in the back of my fridge, and then every few days I will dump it out, give it fresh water, and I can keep my sage and a lot of my fresh herbs alive by doing that trick. So I thought I would share that as well. So that's what's going on over here. What's a perennial? Perennial is an herb that will come back every year. Annual, obviously, is one that will not, and that's most likely your parsleys, things of that nature. I didn't have my Thai basil come back over my herb garden last year because I had a bunch of soil that was delivered here, and I saved some for the following season, which was this season. And if any seeds were dropped, there was no way it was going to come up over in the kitchen herb garden. So I did have to go in with more seeds multiple times to get that to actually work. But this is my one in my in-ground bed. I have a Thai basil right there. I have holy basil, lemon basil. So, but right now, I just got done doing beets. This is the same day, and now I'm doing herbs. So I needed a lot of sage in order to make my rub, and also wanted to discuss why I grow so many herbs, and this is why I can get by. I will have plenty of rosemary. I will bring you back when I do that harvest, but I guess this is a sage harvest. I will get to that oregano. I just don't want to get to it right now because I want to get the sage on the dehydrator. So I hope this was somewhat helpful. I hope I explained myself well. My roommate's done cutting the lawn, and I'm going to take that grass and put it in the run for the chickens. So I love you all, and this is why you should grow lots of herbs, dehydrate them, put them up, and you could have 2-3 years worth of herbs and never have to buy them from the grocery store. So grow what herbs you use and the herbs that you like, and I hope that you have a blessed day. All right, everyone, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.